What is going on, everybody? Reverend Say here, and today I've got some more Black Ops 3 beta gameplay for you guys, and whoa! This is a great gameplay. I hope you guys enjoy it in the background. It's on the new map, Stronghold. They just released it yesterday, and this was my first time on it. My very first time on this map. Had no idea what the heck was going on. Didn't know where to go. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna do so bad. Completely opposite of that. This is one of my best games I've played, period. Probably in Call of Duty ever. Now, let me explain what happens. You guys will see at the end. Just say it's a last millisecond victory. Like a last second victory doesn't do it justice. You guys will see at the very end. We are down 197 to 199, and you guys will see what happens. It's freaking incredible. So stick around for that in the end of the gameplay. Whoa! And also, not to mention, I do get like 72 kills, and I think like 12 deaths? 12, 16 deaths, somewhere around in there. Freaking nuts. I dropped the fat beats, yo! And if you guys don't know what that is, that's the Raps kill streak with the little balls that roll around and blow up on people. I think I get like 2 of them. Probably get like 2 of them if I got 72 kills. I can't remember exactly. But I hope you guys enjoy this gameplay in the background. And this map is great. It's fantastic. I've played it a couple times. I usually do pretty dang good on it. And I don't know, I love it. I love the setting. I love the feeling of it. I love snow maps. I love ice things and cool colors, like cool feeling colors, like blues and cyans and whites and stuff like that, and grays, and just that kind of a color scheme. And then you throw in like the greens and the browns and stuff like that. I like wintertime. I really do. I love summer, don't get me wrong, but wintertime is my jam. Snowboarding, fall is my jam. I absolutely love it, and maybe that's why I like it so much. And I don't know, this might be kind of weird, but I'm sitting right next to my open window, and when I play this map and a cool breeze comes in, I'm just like, yeah, man. I don't know, call me a nerd, whatever, I really don't care. I enjoy it, so screw you! Anyway, no, I'm just kidding. But what I want to talk about today is also the fact that this is the first game that I'm ever using the Tempest Specialist. And I actually do pretty dang good with it. I've never used it before, and it actually shocked me how good it was. It's probably one of the more deadly specialists. Now, I do think Outrider is more fun with that Sparrow bow and arrow, but this guy is a lot of fun and really good as well. It's a little bit better, it's a little bit more deadly than Outrider is, because the bow and arrow isn't exactly the most multi-kill friendly, I guess you could say. This gun, however, very much is, and I'll explain what it does. It basically shoots like a lightning bolt out the gun, electrocutes a guy, and if anyone's near him, it'll spread to them and kill them as well. It's really cool. I actually ended up getting like a quad feed with it one time. Not in this game, I don't think, but still, it's capable of doing something crazy like that, even though it's very rare that that will happen. But the reason why I say this is because I want to talk about specialists today, particularly one of them. Just one of them. Rejack. And to me, Rejack, if I had my way, would be taking out of this game. It's overpowered. It is frustrating. It's not strategic. It doesn't make any sense when it comes to being like balanced or anything like that. I don't know how anyone in their right mind can look at that and say, oh, that's not last stand. That's not final stand, second chance, whatever the heck you want to call it. That's totally balanced when you take in consideration the other specialists. No, it's not, because the other specialists kill people. You know, they're used to progress in the game, and they can be used as a team helper. Whereas Rejack is, you just revive yourself, you're immortal for a second, people cannot see you when you revive yourself because you revive in this huge, gigantic cloud of green smoke, and it just doesn't make any sense to me why they would put that in a competitive game, especially for a game that was made pretty much from the ground up for esports. Like, that was their thing. That's Treyarch's thing. That's why Black Ops 2 was so radically popular, because it was very balanced after a while, because they kind of focused on the esports side of things, and you gotta have very balanced things and very good map layouts and stuff like that. If you notice, every single map in this beta is a competitive map. It's based on a 3-lane design, basically. So 3 main lanes, and then they have intersecting crossovers that aren't wide open, so you can't just sit on one to shoot across the map. You actually have to go through these little caverns and stuff like that. Sorry about that if you guys can hear that. That's my phone going nuts. Holy crap. Anyway, it's not wide open, so you actually have to go through something to get from one lane to the other if you're in the middle of the map. So that is why that's kind of the ideal setup for a competitive game mode, so you can't just be getting shot from all over the place. Now, a lot of Advanced Warfare's map maps were set up like this. I stuttered a little bit there. That was weird. But the problem with that is the exo boosting and the fact that you're in the air 90% of the time. It's too easy to traverse those lanes, so it's kind of pointless at that point, you know? So the maps weren't exactly built properly for competitive when it comes to exo jumps. But that's just my opinion. That's not at all fact or anything like that. That's just how I feel. But Rejack, being in a competitive shooter, something that when you die, you come right back to life right where you were. They cannot shoot you while you're coming back to life, and they cannot see you while you're coming back to life. So it's super easy for them to just pop up, start shooting, spraying through that smoke, and kill you because you cannot tell when they're coming back to life. You can pre-fire the crap out of it, but a lot of the times that when I've tried to do that, I've run out of ammo, and it's pointless. And another reason why I wanted to talk about this is because there was a spat on Twitter the other night, or last night actually. My friend, you guys know, Prestigious Key, actually got in a little Twitter debate with Mr. David Vonderhaar himself. Now, I do have permission to talk about this. From Ryan, he wasn't like, oh, I don't talk about it. It doesn't make him look bad in any way, and especially because he wants to get it out there that, you know, this needs to be toned down. And if I had my way, I would take it out of the goddamn game, you know, give him something completely different. But that's obviously not going to happen, and obviously Vonderhaar gave him a hard time because that's Vonderhaar. He's a cool guy. He's a lot of fun. He's met Ryan plenty of times, so it's not like he's just coming out of nowhere roasting him or anything like that. But it's still, obviously he's going to defend his game, but he's kind of missing the point that Ryan's trying to make. It's not helpful in any way other than to that one player who's trying to be a nuisance. That's basically all it is it's a nuisance. There's no strategic thing. The only strategic thing is guy can run in and kill two guys on an objective, rejack, and kill a third. Okay, that's great. So he single-handedly got that objective, but that's also not fair, you know, because they killed that guy, you know? They're sitting there thinking they killed him, they're shooting at somebody else, they're focusing on something else, and then he pops up and shoots them in the back again. That should never happen in any type of competitive shooter, ever. This shouldn't happen in any multiplayer game because it's just annoying. It's overpowered. That's all it is. That's the only explanation for it. Now, I've never used Rejack. I refuse to use it simply because of the fact that I don't think it should be in the game. I do not like using things that I don't think should be in the game, basically. And you might make the argument like, oh, it's the same thing with overpowered weapons. No, I'm using overpowered weapons at the same time because the reason, the way they do balancing and nerfing when it comes to weapons is based on statistics, which to me is not the proper way of doing things. They should do things based on their opinion, basically. Okay, the time to kill on this gun and is way too easy, and it's way too easy to aim. We need to nerf that. That's not how things are done. They should be done that way. What they do is they take in consideration how many people are using that gun and how many kills are they getting with it. So it's kind of like a big, huge thing. So there's a lot of people, like the way I used to do things is if it was overpowered, I was not using it. Now I've changed that because if it's overpowered, everyone's using it, and I want to have an even playing field. So I'm going to use it, and also eventually the more people that use it, they will see it statistically it needs to be nerfed, and then they will nerf it. That's just, I don't know. It's kind of the way of, hey, let's try to please everybody with the way we do our balancing, which if you're a game developer, you should know by now that is utterly impossible. You cannot please everybody at once. You're going to piss somebody off somewhere, somehow. It's just impossible. So you should just, to me, they should just do things the right way. But that's just me. Alright, that's just all opinion. To each their own, whatever. Razorback is still overpowered, just saying. Rejack is still overpowered. Now, I don't want to come in here and say I'm complaining or anything like that, or say Ryan was complaining. He was very objective with what he was saying about it. He had some really good points. The other points really didn't make any sense or anything like that. And something that Vonderhaar said to Ryan was, you probably use this, right? And you can get your kill streaks really quick. He's like, yes, but I use UAVs and counter UAVs, things that help my team, not things that are overpowered and like annoying for the other team. You know, I mean, UAVs can be annoying, but you can actually shoot those down. Rejack is impossible to stop. It literally is impossible to stop. There's nothing that can stop it. Whereas all of the other specialist abilities are stoppable. Tempest, you can get killed off of it. Outrider, you can get killed off of it. Annihilator Pistol, you can get killed off of it. That's Seraph, by the way. Gravity Spikes, you can get killed. I mean, I don't think you can get killed while you're using it, but it's such a short thing, and you have to be close range. It's kind of, that's completely different, I think. But Rejack is not. You know, you could be across the map, you could be point blank, and you could pop it and pop up and kill the guy that just killed you. And it just should be nerfed at least, man. And I do have some Can't speak today. It's a long commentary. I apologize. I do have some suggestions on what could make this a little bit better. One of them being from Prestigious Key himself. I do have like a little bit of a different take on the same idea. But he says when you die, if you have Rejack, when you respawn normally, not come back to life, that you have half of the points that you had in your kill streak beforehand. Good idea. If you had like 1,000 points in your kill streaks, then you respawn, have all the streaks you had, have that 1,000 points, plus 500, or no, you wouldn't have that 1,000 points, sorry, you'd have 500 points on top of that, so you get a free UAV out of it pretty much, and you can still use all those streaks. Obviously, if you use your streaks before you die, then you respawn with no points because you already use them on all your streaks. But to me, that it makes sense for higher point amounts, but for lower point amounts, say in like TDM, you're only respawning with 50 points, and I think you get more points if you're using the anti-up perk than 50 points. So it's kind of irrelevant in some aspects. So I think a lot of people would probably complain about that, and it needs to be buffed more than that. So I think what should happen, if that idea was taken, obviously, hypothetically, if they did die, they keep all of the points they had on their streak rather than just half of them. Then they could go in, they could get their streak, whatever. Obviously, it would kind of, maybe to a point, because if they had 1,000 points and they respawn, then they have 1,000 points again, they have all those streaks, and that just doesn't balance very well. And that could be even more annoying than coming back to life. Who knows? So you gotta find a nice medium in there somehow. Maybe the higher the points you have, the less you get when you respawn. So if you have 1,000, maybe you'll respawn with 500. If you have 750, maybe you'll respawn with 600. Something like that to just kind of balance it out. Now, another idea I had, this was just me, if they want to just nerf it, is get rid of the goddamn smoke, or tone it down a little bit so you can actually see the player when they come back to life. That's the easiest fix ever. That makes the most sense out of everything. It's still going to be really frustrating and really annoying when you get killed by this thing or someone pops it, but it's at least counterable at that point because you can see the other freaking player. But that's it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Do you think it's overpowered? Would you take it out if you could? I most certainly would, obviously, like I said. What's your favorite specialist as well? Let me know in the comments down below. I'd love to get more interaction here with you guys. Maybe start posting some of your comments in the videos. I would love to be able to do that. But here's the end of the game. Freaking nuts. Right there. I don't know if you guys saw it. 197. We trip capped. Right as I capped it, the points were given. 200 to 199. Hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys enjoyed my new microphone. My voice is buttery smooth, or it should be at least. It was when I was testing it. But that's going to be it, guys. I have more coming. You should see how much gameplay I've got. Don't fret. And also, we got the Xbox One beta next week, so I'm super excited. But that's it. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.